Oh, hello there. It's your old pal Xiovox, back once again with more stories to keep you terrorized, tantalized, and most importantly, entertained. Hope you enjoy tonight's trifecta. Without further ado, here's the show. People started falling from the sky by the end of the decade. They were never clothed, always naked, always a petrifying grin on their faces. It had just been a few at first, but then hundreds and thousands would fall at a time, destroying cars, homes, blocking off highways. Strange discoveries were made upon research. They were human, but lacked any blood, intestines, or even a heart. No one could explain the hideous grins they had or even where they came from. It was a woman in Costa Rica who made the latest and most disturbing discovery. She recognized one of the fallen bodies as a long-dead relative, one who died when she had been just a teenager. Then more and more identifications were made. Soon, people were picking out their long-dead loved ones amongst the video feeds, cadaver piles, and crematoriums. No one could explain why they were coming back, falling from the sky. Even more distressing, after disposing of the bodies, it wouldn't be long until the same body came plummeting from the sky again. You could not get rid of them, no matter what. People were getting killed by the higher volume of falling bodies, and soon after burial, they too began to fall. My mother was killed by a body landing on her car, crushing her. The next week, the news reported on a body that had gotten lodged in an airplane windshield. I saw my mother's grinning face, the happiest I'd ever seen her. They say when hell is full, the dead shall walk the earth. What about heaven? I watched as my soon-to-be father-in-law held his daughter's hand as he walked her down the aisle. Tears streamed down his face as the wedding march that played in the background reminded him that, in a few minutes, he would be watching me hold his daughter's hand and slipping on her ring. He walked up to the altar and I took hold of her hand, grinning from ear to ear. It was the happiest day of my life. My bride's father got down on his knees and started begging, "Please, I did what you asked. Just please give my daughter back." I glared at him. "Shut up and stop ruining the moment. If you sit back down and enjoy the ceremony, maybe I'll tell you where I've hidden the rest of her body."
"Where are you?" I screamed. Panicked, I run through the abandoned farm. I can't find her. Not in the old house, not in the barn. I run into the empty field, heart racing. As I scan the area, I run into a mound of dirt and trip, sprawling to the ground. Getting up, it hits me. Abandoned farm? I tripped over freshly tilled earth. Crouching down, I start frantically clawing with my hands. Scooping handfuls of dirt, I hit something hard. Wood! "Are you in there?" I cry, pressing my ear to the wood. I hear muffled screams. I start digging again, but realize it's taking too long. Looking around, I see a garden shed. I sprint to it, ripping the door open. I see a shovel, still caked in dirt, probably the same one the bastard buried her with. I grab it, run back, and start digging with purpose. Soon the wooden box is exposed. I toss the shovel and rip open the crate. She stares back at me, eyes wide, bound, gagged, but alive. I sigh with relief. Thank God! I reach into my bag, pulling out my rag and chloroform. I crouch down, placing it over her face. She struggles and faints. I toss her over my shoulder. "Ah, hell," my brother says, as I walk back to the truck with a smirk. "You found her." "Yup." "You almost had me, though," I laughed. "All right, my turn. Where did you put her?" I gesture to the creek area. "Somewhere over there. Drowning's an issue, though." "Jerk," he says, running off. I smile watching him go. I love adult hide and seek.
Wasn't that a bit of fun? Everyone loves a good game from time to time. Just make sure you're the one digging the holes. So, I wanted to take this quick moment to thank this week's sponsors. That's right, the Patreon crew. If you want to help out, you can too by going over to patreon.com/Xiovox. Link down in the description. Remember, folks, every little bit helps. In no particular order, this week's Patreons are Tyler Wilson, Cardigan, Risson Fandrab, Wildkin, Roxy Cat, Matthew Gafford, Karai Kitsune, and Tater Bater. Thank you. That about wraps things up for this week's videos. Aw, you don't have to be sad. In fact, we're not going anywhere anytime soon. And just because it's you, here's a nice little subscribe button you can use to keep up to date with the latest videos as they come out. But until then, here's 2 more videos to keep you entertained. And I guess we'll see you next time.